Hi, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute sucker gift for someone. This is a great gift for a coworker who's leaving or retiring, a neighbor who's moving away, or someone who's in the hospital. This is just a really cute personalized gift for someone. We're going to start out by using this coffee cup that I got at the Dollar Tree. And I have this foam cone here. And I got that from the Dollar Tree as well. And we're just going to cut our plastic off from our cone. And now we're going to insert our cone right down inside our coffee cup, nice and firm down in there. You want it nice and secure. And then just make sure it's also nice and straight, as straight as you can get it. That's looking pretty good. And now I bought some suckers from the Dollar Tree as well. We have these Tootsie Pop suckers. And we have these Blow Pop suckers. And so I'm going to take and dump out these Tootsie Pop suckers. I just want to see how many came in a bag of these. So we're going to count these up here. And it looks like we got 9 suckers in our bag of Tootsie Roll suckers. And now for our Blow Pop suckers, we're going to go ahead and count, see how many we got in this bag as well. And it looks like we got just a couple less than what we got in our Tootsie Roll suckers. We got 7 suckers in our Blow Pop sucker bag. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to insert some suckers all the way around our cone, just randomly putting them in, mixing the colors up so it'll be nice and colorful. We don't want all the colors in the same spot. And we're not trying to put our suckers right on top of each other or super close together at this point. What we're going to do is we're just going to loosely put them in all the way around our cone. If you want to put these in going in a downward angle, it just helps to make them stay in easier and they won't have such a tendency to fall out as if you're putting them in going straight across. Now, what's on our cone right now, that's our 2 bags worth of suckers. So we're going to open up a couple more bags of our suckers here. And we want to go ahead and put those in just on the back side as well, all the way around our cone. So I ended up buying 4 bags of each type of sucker. So I had 8 bags all together. And I didn't use all 8 bags. I ended up with about 5 suckers left over. And you can see we're just loosely putting them in right now. Now's the time to straighten your cone up if it's not straight, because once we get all the suckers put in, it will be very hard to be maneuvering your cone at that point. Next, what we're going to do is use some of this foam board that I also purchased at the Dollar Tree. And I just have this can here, and I'm going to go ahead and trace right around the bottom of my can. I'm going to make enough for a couple little signs. I don't know if I'm going to use 1 sign or 2 signs. So I just trace a couple of them out here. Now, if you're used to scrapbooking, you may want to just use your scrapbooking papers. I know a lot of you do some really cute things with that. I don't scrapbook, so I'm not very good at that type of thing, but I know a lot of you are. And if you are, you may want to just skip this portion and do one of your scrapbooking signs. But for us who don't scrapbook, this is a good alternative. And I'm just using one of Dollar Tree's little cutting boards, and I rough cut these out, and I just have 2 little foam board circles here. Now, a way to even those up and make them look a little bit better is to use a nail file, and you can just go around the outside edge of your little foam board signs there. Now what we're going to do is use this metallic marker, and we're just going to write on our sign whatever our message is we want to put on there. And you can put whatever's appropriate for whoever it is you're giving it to. I'm going to be giving this to someone who is retiring. So I'm just doing a play off from our word sucker. And so on here, I just go ahead and write, "It will suck not seeing you around." And again, it's just a play off from the fact that we're using suckers. If you have somebody who's just leaving, you may want to put, "It'll suck that you won't be here anymore." If you have someone who's in the hospital, you may want to put, "It sucks you're not feeling well. I hope you feel better." Just whatever is appropriate for whoever it is you're giving it to. Next, we're going to add on a couple of these word find books. And I got both of these at Dollar Tree. And again, these work great for if you're giving this to somebody in the hospital or in a nursing home. There's several people who like to do these word finds or word searches, and Dollar Tree does carry several different types. Now I'm going to use some of this box tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and roll the tape back onto itself. And you can see it's probably about 4 inches long, maybe 5 inches long once it's rolled over on itself. And now we're just going to go ahead and cut that. And we're going to use this to kind of help hold our two books together. We're going to put this piece of box tape right along the length on the back of one of our books, and we're going to just attach it right to the top of our other book. Now these books are very glossy books, and so this tape is not going to hurt the books whatsoever. You're going to be able to pull these books right apart when they want to use them, but it's just going to help make it a little bit sturdier and help hold those two books together while we make our project. Now see, you can see here, I'm just showing you how easy it can peel right up. So when they're ready to pull them apart, that won't be an issue. Now we're going to go ahead and make another loop with our tape, just like what we did before. And we'll make this one about 4 inches. Once it's all rolled over onto itself, now we're just going to cut that piece off. And it helps to always just kind of fold down the corner of your box tape that's still on the roll, just so it's easy next time you want to pull some up. That looks good. And you can just see it stuck on there. And now I'm going to just go ahead and press that right against our coffee cup. And this is why we didn't put too many of our suckers on the back side of our cone yet, because we want to be able to have enough room that our books would hold on to our cup and the suckers wouldn't get in the way of the books. And we'll finish filling in the suckers in just a minute. Now, obviously, this one little piece of tape on the front of our book isn't going to be strong enough to hold both those books. It's just going to kind of help hold those books up there while I can get another piece of tape and hook from the front of our coffee cup all the way around to the other side. It was almost like just having a third hand kind of helping me. Now, I know seeing that tape isn't very attractive, but don't worry about it. We're going to end up putting ribbon around there so you won't even notice that the tape is there. Now that we have that part all on and it's nice and secure, we're going to go ahead and add in the rest of our suckers. And now we're just going to gently be poking those in. Now the closer you put your sucker into the cone, the less suckers you're going to need. But because we're going to have so many suckers in here, you can't use up all that inside spot, all that inside part of our cone with the sticks of the sucker. So I'm only putting them in just so far until I get it really nice and full, and then I go back through and push them all in a little bit further because we want our sucker bouquet to look very full It's starting to look good here. Think we're going to need just a couple more bags of our suckers. And like I said, I used just under 8 bags of our suckers total. And everything on this, everything I used for this gift all came from the Dollar Tree. So it's a very inexpensive gift, but it's a very personalized gift to show somebody that you really care. And it's starting to look really good there. It's starting to look nice and full. Looks like we have a couple on the back side there that are sticking out a little too much. We need to push those down in there a little bit more. We just want everything in there nice and secure, so when we're transporting it and giving it to someone, we don't want any of our suckers falling out. And that's looking good right there. I think 1 or 2 more suckers and I think we'll have that set. Good, and there it is. That kind of shows you what we're looking at from this side, and we'll just kind of twist it around a little bit so you can kind of see it from the front. You see the books on the other side there. Now what we're going to do is I have some of this leftover ribbon from a project that I had done a couple years ago, and I had a few different lengths and strands of this, so I'm going to go ahead and reuse it for this project. I think it'd be the perfect ribbon for it. So what I'm going to do is just kind of thread that right through the coffee cup handle. And now we're going to bring it right around the other side, and that's going to help hide that tape. And now when we tie it, we want to make sure that we tie it pretty tight, because we want to make sure that it really holds those books and that tape nice and securely around the cup. And this ribbon is too long for what I actually need right here, but that's okay. We'll just cut off the excess and it'll be just fine. Just kind of fluff these ends out here a little, kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like. Now I've decided that I think I want 1 more ribbon going around the cup again, just to hide that tape a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and tie this right at the same spot where we tied our last ribbon. And again, just pulling it nice and tight. Now this is also a great gift if you have someone who's in a nursing home. This can be a great gift for them. I know when my mother was in a nursing home, she used to love to keep suckers in one of her drawers so that when kids would come from the local schools or when the grandkids would come and they would sing to her or just come and visit her, she always had a gift that she could give them as well. And that was something that really meant something to her, that she was also giving back to someone. And so this is a really nice bouquet of suckers to give to someone in a nursing home like that, where they feel like they have something that they can give to someone as well. And now we're just going to take and cut off all this excess ribbon. We're going to dovetail cut it. We're just going to fold our ribbon right in half, and then at an angle, go ahead and cut, and that will just make your dovetails and give it a little bit of a more finished look there, make it look really nice. And again, we're just folding that ribbon right in half, and then we're going to cut at an angle. And we'll do that to all 4 ends. And then I'm just going to use my fingers almost like as if they're a curling iron and just kind of curl the ends of those ribbons right around the ends of my fingers. Since they're a wired ribbon, they'll just hold their shape. And we're just kind of getting a feel for it here. And that's not looking too bad right there. But I have a few more, just a little bit even smaller pieces of this ribbon. And I'm going to go ahead and see how many loops I can get out of this ribbon. And these loops are pretty small. They're only probably maybe 2.5 inch loops. But we don't need real big loops to fit on the front of our coffee cup there. And it looks like we're going to get about 3 loops out of this small piece of ribbon. And I have one more piece of ribbon that we can try and put with it. I used this ribbon a couple of years ago just to hook on some small wreaths on the back of our dining room chairs. So it's just been sitting in a box since then, or in my ribbon box. So now we're going to add in this extra ribbon right here, hoping that we get at least 3 more loops out of it. And we're trying to make all of our loops the same size or as close as possible. It's a little tight here with this last ribbon. It's not going to be quite the same size as all the rest, but I think that we'll be able to kind of fudge it and be able to work with it anyway. Now I'm just making sure all the ends of the ribbon are pushed way down in my hand there, because we don't want any coming loose. Now I'm just going to check if we have enough loops here, if I fluff it, if it's going to look good. And it looks like we may just be able to pull this off with this little bit of ribbon. So we're going to go ahead and grab us some floral wire. And you can also purchase a floral wire at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to just hold it in one hand and I'm going to wrap it as tight as I can right around our ribbon there. Just making sure it secures nice and tight. And I'm going to twist our 2 ends together of our wire. And that will just make sure that it doesn't come undone then. And then we can just cut off that wire, and I'm going to fluff that ribbon out one more time before I cut that wire, just to make positive that it's all looking good. And it looks like that's going to work just fine. So now I can go ahead and just cut that wire, and we can see how it's going to look on our coffee cup. Now I kind of ended up smushing my ribbon once I cut my wire, so I'm just fluffing it one more time. I think that's going to work just fine. Let's hold it up against our coffee cup. I think that will be just perfect. Now I'm just going to take and fold that wire right in half, going back up to the top of our ribbon there with it. I'm going to put my finger in the wire and just kind of twist it around my finger, just making that wire a little bit thicker and more secure upon itself there, because we're going to go ahead and just poke it right down into the knot area that we just tied on our cup of the other ribbon. And we're just going to use that wire and go right around that knot a couple times, securing our bow right to the front of our ribbon. And now we're going to just kind of twist those ends again. and I think it's looking great. Now that we have everything all fluffed and everything, I think it's looking beautiful. We'll just push that ribbon up just a hair there. It's looking great. I think anybody would love having this as a little gift, just to let them know that they'll be missed and appreciated, no matter where they are. Now we just have to get our little sign that we had made. And you can see all the way around it here. Now on our sign, I thought I was gonna like seeing that extra white, and so I purposely cut it where you would see a lot of it, and I decided I did not care for that. So I'm gonna take our metallic gold marker that we used to write on the front of our sign, and I'm gonna go ahead and just paint that, or put that marker all the way around that white. And next I'm going to take a skewer stick and I'm just going to cut it down because it's pretty long. So I'm just using the wire cutters and just snipping that right down. Now it's a little bit sharp on the end where we just cut it. So I have a little bit of sandpaper here, and I'm just going to rub the end of it right against that sandpaper, and that will take any of the burrs and sharpness right off the end there. And now we're just going to use our hot glue gun and put a bead of glue right along the end of our skewer. Good. And now we can get our sign, and we can hot glue our skewer right to the back of our sign there. Giving it just a second. And I think I'm going to add one more little bead of glue along the edge there. It's on pretty secure, but I just want to make positive it's not going to come off. So putting that on there right along the edge. That's good. And now we just need to tuck it in our gift. I think it's looking adorable. I think whoever receives this will absolutely love it. I think the person that we're giving it to will feel extra special, that there was something made just for him that just shows that he was well liked and he'll be well missed. And you can see all the way around here. Now I really like it. The only thing I'm questioning is if I like how long the tails are on our ribbon. I'm thinking for a man, they may just look a little too frilly. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those down and make them a little bit shorter. I like it, but I just want to clean that up a little bit. And here you can see where I took those down and just dovetailed those quite a bit shorter than what they were. I think it's a great gift. It's very inexpensive, and yet it just lets somebody know that you care. And that's all anybody really wants, is to know that they've touched people. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks so much for watching.